We'll talk about that.
It's dark down here. It's quite. Hello, my name is Ian J. Cole and welcome to my channel, and this is a video in the series of how to start a record label. And in this particular edition we're going to take a bit of a sideward sweep. We're about to start looking at performance right organisations over the next three videos, I think. But I want to take a little detour because there's been an incident this week where a 19-year-old hacker has been arrested for stealing famous people's music. So I'm just going to read you a bit of this. This happened, today's Sunday, this happened on Friday. A chap from Ipswich, a suspected hacker, has been arrested for allegedly stealing unreleased songs from world famous recording artists and selling them for cryptocurrency. The 19-year-old was arrested in Ipswich on suspicion of Copyright and Computer Misuse Act offences. An investigation was launched by prosecutors in New York after complaints from recording artist management companies, not the artists themselves, but the, shall we say, the big corporate record companies. And the Manhattan District Attorney Cyrus Vance's office identified one of the suspects as living in the UK and coordinated property searches in the City of London, coordinated property searches with the City of London Police Intelligence Property Crime Unit. Now, and what is interesting is when you look at this article or look at this story over several newspapers, that's the BBC, which pretty much says it as it is. We've got Billboard, which is obviously the US charts, and on their website we've got teenage hacker arrested in UK for selling artists unreleased music online. And we have got the New York Times with Going for a Song, UK police arrest suspected hacker of music stars. What none of these sites are saying is who the artists are, just that they're famous, because at the moment that is not being released, apart from The Sun. Now, if you're not from the UK, The Sun is a tabloid newspaper of dubious repute, shall we say. The quality of the journalism is, at best we'll say, dubious, really. They are known to be salacious and all of that sort of stuff. Anyway, allegedly. Let me find The Sun. Now, what The Sun did, tune trouble. British teenager held for hacking unreleased music by top stars, including Radiohead and Beyonce. And then what they do go on to say is that blah, 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 this British teen has been allegedly hacking unreleased songs. But then they go on to say that a hacker, not this guy, a hacker was said to have stolen unreleased music from Radiohead and demanded 120,000 in ransom. That was a couple of months ago, because what Radiohead did was they put, there were a lot of demos. There was about, I don't know, 18 albums worth of demos, a lot of music. And I've had a listen to some of them, and some of it's really good. Some of it's typical demo stuff, really. They've put it all on Bandcamp, and for £1 you can download the whole lot if you wanted to. But it's not, it's a different, that's a completely different case. The Beyonce thing, they say Beyonce also had 10 tracks and demos leaked on Spotify last year. Well done, son. You've really sort of shoehorned two other stories into what is a very current story. My feeling on this is, yes, I mean, certainly, you know, my last video was about, you know, stop selling your music, really. My question would be, if these were not famous celebrity artists, whoever they are, would the police be pursuing this? If it was a small artist from a little independent label, would they have arrested this guy? You know, I mean, we don't know the full details of the case yet. That will probably come out in due course, you know, but it's become, obviously, it's the big corporate music machine has popped its head up and said, hey, you know, and let's get London in on this. Yeah, there's I've actually got here the actual press release from the District Attorney of New York County. They say the Manhattan's DA office launched the investigation into this case after receiving referrals from the recording artist management companies. We've already said that, identifying one of the perpetrators and helped today's arrest through formal partnership with the City of London Police. They then go on to say, as one of the world's leading creative capitals, New York City is dedicated to protecting artists' intellectual property and ensuring that those who steal it face the music. There's a connection here with an organisation. It says, I am grateful to the support of our partners and colleagues in the Manhattan District Attorney's Office and the IFPI in this case, which demonstrates the capability of enforcement agencies to work across international borders to disrupt criminal activity and identify those involved so that they can be put before the courts. So the IFPI is one of these organisations that's involved in performing rights, along with other things like the litigation and all that sort of stuff. The International Federation of Phonograph Industry is an international organisation that specialises in the interests of the recording industry worldwide. It's a non-profit organisation registered in Switzerland and founded in Italy in 1933 and is based in London. It's got offices in Brussels, Hong Kong and Miami. And it's got a mission statement, as all of these things. And in fact, you can probably see this at the website. Having looked at the website, there's a lot of the usual sort of corporate bunkum in there really, but its mission statement, it states its mission is to promote the value of recorded material, safeguard the rights of record producers and expand the commercial use of recorded music. Its services to its members include legal policy advice, so lobbying basically, to lobby parliament and governments, copyright enforcement, litigation, lawyers, and regulatory affairs, market research, and communication support. So they're, because we're actually going to get on to performing rights organisations, and these guys seem to function in that sort of sphere. It's interesting that they get involved in litigation and copyright control. That's why they've got involved in this alleged hacker who has stolen these famous people's music. Now, as I've said, I'm not sure that if it wasn't that big corporate record companies were involved and organisations like this were involved, then would this become a high profile, or would the police have actually arrested this guy? Anyway, who can say? It's conjecture really. But just while we're talking about this, and we are going to get in the next 2 or 3 editions of How to Start a Record Label, we're going to look at performing rights organisations. And in the next video, I will be looking at the International Standard Recording Code practice and how you can register for that and exactly what it does. So watch out for that one. It'll be in a fortnight's time. And lastly, if you fancy some interesting reading, I got this probably about a year ago, but Simon Napier Bell, who used to be a music manager, wrote a fantastic book called Ta-Ra-Ra Bum Da, and it's the dodgy business of popular music. And Simon pulls no punches in this book. It's really, really good, and it's warts and all of what the music industry is really like, and has been and it goes back over time as well. I think it starts with when does it start? Well, it starts in 1710, so we go on, but it's really about popular music. So, you know, but it's a very, very good read if you fancy something like that. Anyway, so thanks very much for watching. If you like what I do, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers, bye-bye. So, you know, ground is